It's a genuine honour and privilege to be here in this great city. Was it 840, 850 years ago when Bishop Absalom came here to make this his fortress and his home? And it's been such a great beacon of civilization since that time. And I look back further for my connection with Denmark. My name in Irish, my surname is Mac Shanliach. It means son of old warrior. And the Ganleys supposedly are descended from Vikings, from the Danes, as we call them in Ireland. And I looked out to the seascape here, and I imagined some young man 1,000 years ago clambering into a wooden boat, gripping an oar and pulling away to make a new life, to set out across the oceanscape and build a life for himself and a new family. Maybe he had to use a sword here and there to build a new and exciting life.
And rape as well.
Well, and when I heard about the award of this prize, which is something I really feel I do not deserve, and found out about Frode Jacobsen, what an inspiring man he was. The enormous risks that he took as a young guy against the Nazi Empire, against, I'm sure, what was considered common sense at the time. I'm sure many people thought, well, you know, they were opposed to what was going on, but it would be safer not to do anything, let's not rock the boat. And here was this young man in the foothills of history who set out and had the courage to take up arms against the most pervasive evil that mankind has ever known. And what an inspiration that figure is, what an inspiration that man is. I find him inspirational as I have started to learn about his life. I am an avid pro-European. What do I mean by that? What is Europe? Is Europe, does it belong to a small clique of people in Brussels? A self-appointed elite to make laws over us? Or is Europe 500 million people? It belongs to all of us. Let's remember that. And what I fear and what I see in the Lisbon Treaty is the snatching of the levers of power and control and accountability away from every one of you here, away from me, away from the citizens from Ireland to Romania to Bulgaria, Germany, across the plains and mountainscapes of Europe. They take away the levers of power, they take away our ability to hold them accountable, and they make this thing, how dare they call that Europe? How dare they call anybody that questions them anti-European or Eurosceptic, or tell us that we don't understand? We understand very well. We understand very well what's going on. Europe has, at minimum, the most avid Eurosceptic would have to admit that at minimum it's been the most successful peace process in the history of the world. At minimum it's been that, but it's been much more. The opening up of markets, the growth of trade, of commerce, the job creation, the prosperity, the security that the European Union has provided has been a great thing. The concept of the European Union was brilliant. It was inspired. And that's why, by the way, I have voted yes in every treaty, and I know many of you here wouldn't have done that. I have voted yes in every treaty that we have held in Ireland on the European Union since I've had a vote. But what I saw in the Lisbon Treaty, and what I understood from this process of this so-called constitution, was that we had an elite that decided that they knew better than us, that they were detaching the governance of Europe from the people to whom it belongs, from democracy. And the reason for our security and peace since the end of the Second World War has because we've all been able to hold our leaders accountable. In Ireland now, more than 85% of our laws come from Brussels. Each one of those in 2007 was considered in our parliament for 26 seconds on average. just enough time to apply the rubber stamp. I want Europe to work. I certainly don't want a president of Europe striding the global stage, pretending that they speak for anybody in here, or me, or any other of the 500 million people of Europe. And that's what this Lisbon Treaty creates. We're going to have an unelected and unaccountable president over who will never have to ask you for a vote, ever. Are they crazy? At the moment in Ireland, and look, it's a patently ridiculous situation that the tens of millions, 65 million people in France gave an answer to this European Constitution and said no. The result of the referendum against the European Constitution has been spat upon, and now only Ireland is having a referendum. It's pathetic that that is the situation. You should have a referendum every citizen in Europe to be able to determine what their future is going to be. But I'll tell you this, the Irish people have been noted through the ages for their generosity. And our politicians, the main parties in Europe, just like they've been doing here, are saying, oh, if you are against this treaty, you are against Europe. It's ridiculous. They're the anti-Europeans. If you are for this treaty, you are against the people of Europe. You're against the people of Denmark. You're against the people of all of Europe. Because of the power that is taken away from us. The Irish people are generous. I believe that on June the 12th, which is the date that we're having our referendum, that the Irish people will go to the ballot box and they will send a very clear and firm message to this Brussels elite. And that is, we need a Europe that provides democracy, accountability, and transparency. And the only way we can do that is your jobs. If you are paid by the people, you exercise and make laws over the people, one thing that's not debatable is that you must be democratically accountable. We will say no, and in saying no, we will hand back Europe to the 500 million people to which she belongs. Thank you very much.